guys, this is Delaney of Breathe In Sounds, and in honor of Warped Week, I'm going to lend you guys some of my experiences and give you tips on what to bring to Warped Tour and how to survive it. So let's just dive right in. A lot of the information I will be giving can be found on the Vans Warped Tour website, which I will be linking in the description box down below. And I'd check that out if I were you guys, because there's a lot of helpful stuff and it's pretty cool. So Warped Tour is basically just a bunch of bands traveling around, coming to cities hopefully near you guys to play a lot of really great music. And I think it's a really important and cool way to get immersed in the music scene and meet a lot of people that are interested in bands that you like, and even a chance to meet some of the bands that you like as well as see them, which I think is really cool. So I recommend going because it's a really great experience and it's a really great way to spend your summer, in my opinion. I think one of the most important things is to stay hydrated. So I bring my like little flat water bottle because it's like really easy to just like fold up and just stick in a bag. And then when you fill it with water, it just like expands and it holds pretty well, and it's got like this nifty little keychain. And I think that's really cool, and Spider-Man's awesome, so it's great. It's a great way to stay hydrated. And at Warped Tour, you can find these, I think it's like the Cool Gear tent, and they will fill up any water bottles, and this is a very convenient little water bottle to carry around with you. So I'd suggest that. And also on the website, they say you can bring a small backpack or bag. So I'm bringing my little drawstring bag that I got, or my dad got at ACL. And it's filled up already, not for Warped Tour, but it will be filled up for Warped Tour pretty soon. Another thing on the website, they say that you can bring one homemade snack, and what they mean by that is just like food stuffed in a Ziploc bag. Like, they don't want you to bring your like bag of Doritos, they just want you to bring like a Ziploc baggie full of food. And I'd suggest something healthy and something that's gonna give you energy and something that's gonna stay well in the heat, especially if you're not gonna eat it right away, because it's gonna be hot. It's gonna be really hot. Like, even if the weather says it's gonna be like 5 degrees and snowing, like, expect 80 degrees. Like, seriously, like, dress like it's like you're gonna be in the sun, because you're basically gonna be in the sun. And also I'd bring sunblock and like sunglasses or like a little hat or something. Also probably some money would be good, because there's going to be like a lot of, for each band there's going to be a tent, and within that tent there's most likely going to be merch, and it's most likely going to be awesome, and you're going to probably want to buy it. Like, I know that there's this like Real Friends hat that I really want to buy, and it's like $25, so I need to bring money for that. And also I want to buy my compilation CD that they will be selling, because I got mine last year and it was $5, and then after the tour ended, they sold it at Target for $14. So it was definitely good to buy it there, because it was way cheaper. And you're probably going to want to buy a snack, because your little homemade Ziploc snacky bag will probably not be enough for a full day from 11 till 9 if you plan on being there, because the doors open at 11, doors close at 9. So you're gonna have a long day ahead of you. So I'd bring food, like I said, water, sunblock, like I said, just everything that I said, because it's gonna be important to be comfortable and to be like healthy, I guess. Also I'd bring like your most comfortable shoes, because you will be on your feet all day, probably be running after bands. But also bring like a little Sharpie, because, well, if you're going to signings then they should have Sharpies already. But if you're just walking around and you happen to run into someone in a band and they don't have a Sharpie and they're not prepared, like, at least you'll be prepared so you can get them to sign something, because that's kind of cool. Also make sure your phone or whatever electronic device that you will be relying on will be all charged up, because you're gonna want it for pictures. Also a recommendation, personally, I think when you get there you should definitely check out the big inflatable thing that will be saying all the show times, because I don't know if anyone's familiar with how Warped Tour works, but different bands are playing at different times every day. They always play on the same stage, so as long as you know what stage your bands are playing on, and as long as you can read, then definitely check out that sign and see where your bands are playing and at what time, so you know, so you don't miss out on something magical. Also, you should probably check out the AP tent. Nick Major will most likely be there. You want to meet him. He's pretty cool. And also, they have these like little, they have these little programs, like this is mine from 2015 to last year, and they're like a cool like little memento, and you can have like band sign if you run into someone. And they also have like little posters. They also have little posters of different bands. That's kind of cool. Neck deep. So yeah, I'd pick this up. Pretty cool. And also they have subscriptions that are really cheap, and I'd recommend going there because AP magazine is really cool. And so yeah, I recommend checking that out. And also check out like the tents of your favorite bands, also for like merch, and maybe they'll be having signings. Sometimes they're there. So that's always something that you should be checking out. And also you should be following all like your favorite band on all social media, and like have their notifications on, because they'll be tweeting usually what stage and what time they'll be playing at, so that's really cool to check up on. And sometimes they'll be tweeting about signings and meet and greets, so that's always something to check up on, especially if you want to meet your favorite bands, which who wouldn't? So I'd check up on that. And also I'd recommend, like, even if you're sitting around waiting for a band that you like, or the band that you like just played, I'd still stick around and listen to the bands that are playing before and after them, because it's really cool to get into new music and saying like, oh, the first time I heard this band was at Warped Tour and now I'm in love with them, because that's how I feel about Neck Deep. I got into them at Warped Tour. I heard them for the first time at Warped Tour. So that's always really special, finding and discovering new music, because this is kind of what the tour is all about, because obviously with all these bands that are playing, you're not going to know every single one of them, and if you did, I'm sorry, because you're not going to see all of them, and that would just be so stressful choosing which band to see. I can't even imagine it. That's a good way to meet new people and experience new music and have a great time, and I'd highly recommend going. It's really cool, and it's all relatively cheap. And I don't know, just a really great experience, even though you'll be hot and sweaty and people throw up and pass out all the time. But I don't know, it's really great. It's a really great experience. And I don't know if it's just me, but when I was at Warped Tour last year especially, I felt like I was surrounded by my people and I felt safe there. And I think that that is really special, and I'd recommend going just for that, just for being around people like you and feeling safe despite whatever may be going on in your life, because music helps and music heals, and it's just great to surround yourself with people like that and music like that and bands like that. So yeah, go to Warped Tour. Be safe, stay hydrated, eat well, follow my tips, follow someone else's tips. I don't know, because there's like hundreds of these videos online, probably, because Warped Tour is just so special. And so many people feel connected to it, and it has been there for so many people. And hopefully it can do the same to you and for you, and be special for you, just like it is for any other people. So on Wednesday, Jenna will be giving tips on what to wear and how to do your makeup and stuff like that for Warped Tour, of course. And then on Friday, we will be talking about our Warped experience from last year. And then on Saturday, I will be heading down to Tinley Park, and I will be going to Warped Tour. And hopefully I'll get some footage and maybe some pictures and some videos of bands and music and songs and Warped Tour life. So stay tuned for that. Please like, comment, subscribe, follow us on social media. And until next time, adios.